What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dark with DLD After Dark. We got a really exciting episode tonight, so stick around. You might learn something. All right, so as I said, we do have an exciting show. We have a special guest, but first I want to go through and say what's up to all of our folks that have been chilling, waiting, chatting. I see all y'all in here. So it looks like Toy Town Inc. was number one, and of course he put number one stunner. What? Come out in PLA. What's up, brother? Ice cream dipper. What up? Okay, too many choices. Opie, Dirt McGirt, Dirt McGirt. Toy Town again. Dang, y'all were busy up in here. Joe Morris, what's up, brother? Sport brand, Opie. Dang, what were y'all talking about? I saw the AFT and ATF mentioned at least a dozen times. Safe Flying Live, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, everybody's talking about the AUG, the new 3D printable AUG kit, where you actually turn down an AR barrel. For yeah, we'll get into all that too. Knight Custom Bills, what's up, man? Detective John Kimball, good to see you. It's not a Tuma. Heath, good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Look at all these channel members. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anybody. All y'all get all sensitive. Kurt 24, what up? Okay, come out PLA. James Kawasaki. Kawasaki. Yep, what's up? Boo Kim Light. Boom Thumb McBangy Hand. That's every time I see it, man. It's dope. Love it. Dean, what up? What up? George Malekos Jr. How's Dugan feeling? You know what? I haven't talked to him in a minute, but last I heard he was doing exceptionally well. We may even touch on Dugan as well. Oh, whoa! What the hell is going on? My bad. We may even touch on that as well because I believe our featured guest today is at least familiar with Dugan, if not, former Carnicon viewer. Dean just copped a 43X today. That's what's up, man. Usually I'd say that's what's in my pants, but today I'm rocking a 19X. You can always bet that your X is in my pants. Swamp Dog Armory, what up? P38 Wilbur, CNT Designs, Shooting Guy New England. Good God, Alpha 3DP, what up? What up? Okay, all you guys, love all y'all. Thank you for coming in. Flying Rich, what's up, brother? Okay, so let's go ahead and get it started. So, you guys may have seen this individual on Instagram. You may have you likely heard me mention this individual as well. I have his. I won't share it yet. I won't share it yet. You gotta wait. I have his IG pulled up, so for those of y'all that may have been familiar with him already, you'll be able to see him rocking and rolling even in live action. Yeah, last week we interviewed the ATF. This week we're going to interview the FTA. So I want to introduce Front Towards ATF. You can call him Corona.
Howdy.
What up? How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. How are you this evening?
Good, man. Doing well. Appreciate you taking the time to come on and kick it with me.
This is certainly fun. I've never been interviewed before.
Yeah, right. It's when you use special words like that, it makes it seem like way more important.
The formality of it does, garner a different feeling inside. So
yeah, right. It's like tell your friends, yeah. So I was being interviewed the other day. Like,
they don't know. They don't know I'm a niche micro internet celebrity.
Yeah, right. Dude, you're pushing 5,000, like what, 4,500 or so people on Instagram.
Hey, man, it's just all for fun.
Yeah, man.
And I see the cracks about the last name. For people who don't know, this is actually my last name. I've been so it is what it is.
And I guess I never asked this. Well, how about this? Let's start with this. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Well, my Instagram is Front Toward ATF. I'm Corona. I'm just a one-man shop on the page. My main thing is Instagram. Fucking multiple Reddit accounts just banned after one after another for dumb reasons, but whatever. I don't have a
Mhm.
YouTube. I don't have a Twitter or anything. It's just Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Actually been going like the gun page ordeal for about a year now. Actually, I turned
Nice.
it from a personal Instagram, like just friends from high school, whatever, and family. And I was
Mhm.
like, this is getting kind of boring. And I like sharing and posting guns. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, that's pretty cool. There's some cool accounts there. So I just kind of turned it into public because it was private. I turned it
Mhm.
to public and then just started posting my thing.
Yeah, dude, that's it's grown like crazy. You definitely for those of y'all that don't know Front Toward ATF and haven't seen his page, he's got this like 80s Eastern European com
He's
block, like
yeah.
well, more like American
Yeah.
80s, but
Oh,
still
yeah.
like the Eastern European like com block weaponry, like milsurp, like go hard, like running a freaking Mosin clear malfunctions.
Hold on
Was
there.
that a
Hold on, cowboy. I don't associate myself with those garbage rods there.
oh, hold on, that wasn't a Mosin you were running?
No, it's a Yugo M24 Mauser. The
Oh,
irony, the irony in me calling the Mosin a garbage rod, but you're watching me have a malfunction.
yeah, but you know what? You're right though. The Mauser is eons, light years beyond the well, garbage rod.
There's a reason why it's the most copied action for bolt guns, so
Yeah,
but at the
for
same
sure.
time, you can make the same argument for the longevity of Mosins in service today.
Yeah, I mean, they are all over the place. They're all over the world, really, and there's just something so special about 7.62 by 54R. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
absolutely.
So you're definitely an AK guy. Like that's like,
Yeah, that's the main thing for sure. I like diversity. I think the good kind of diversity. It's
yeah,
like not the one that's so freely tossed around nowadays. I
yeah,
like gun diversity. Big surprise to most people whenever I tell them this. I used to be a huge AR guy. Like
really.
like I had like 7 ARs, just parts and parts and parts, just laying everywhere. Just
Mm,
I would just buy and buy and buy, and it's like, and honestly, I mean, I am to blame for it, but I definitely was influenced by like the AR crowd where it's like, oh, you got a spare part, you got to build another AR. And I fell into that trap real
yeah,
hard. Never, the one rifle I had that shot the most had like 1,000 rounds through it.
dang.
It was nothing really.
It's funny because when we get like AKs and similar guns like that, the receivers alone probably have like
Yeah.
5,000 rounds
Yeah,
through. Like,
right. These
yeah,
poor old
It-
gals being whored out.
yeah, man, it's just a completely different thing. Like I've gotten like a lot of newer builds too, right? Like I saw you got a Sam 7. That's like the Gucci of the Gucci. I got a SLR 106 UR, the Crank in 5.56, and
hmm
that like I love that thing. But there's something so special about taking something that's just like got
It's got a story to tell on its own,
yeah, just looking at
for
it,
sure.
and
And
even the
it's
smell of it. If you just smell the
oh,
metal,
I I get all. I wish there was like a bottle of it. I would just like eau de Cosmoline or whatever.
bro. See anybody out there that's in the perfume, the
Yeah,
perfume,
yeah.
get that shit up.
I mean,
Corona will buy that shit up.
yeah. I mean, as if like shooting them enough doesn't already like give me a thin layer of over
Five
um
five six crankier five.
Cosmo.
I
Five,
know,
six.
I know, I know. It's
Oof.
a long time ago. All right,
NATO AKs are such a hot topic right now.
God, and I never. I look at. You're looking at two different people, right? Like I almost can't even. But I still fuck with it though. Like I love it. Like throwing a 5.56 round out of a 8.3-inch barrel and it doesn't keyhole like crazy. Hey, I have fun with it.
I I'm indifferent to them. Where I think it's kind of lame where if you just, for example, the 106, like say the
Mhm.
FR or the SAM 5,
Mhm.
or even like the Yugo, like a M90 or whatever. I think when you just take an AK platform and then just chamber in 223, I think it's lame. I think
Yeah.
the service rifles like the Baril, um, or like the other like Polish like crank version. I think when they're designed from the ground up to be 223 and like have their own little features, I think that's neat. You know,
Yeah,
it makes them a little bit more unique versus like, oh, let's just have this platform in a different caliber.
yeah. I
But
mean,
that's me.
yeah. No, I think that's got some merit to it. Like that's AKs. Like if you ask anybody, like do you have an A? Or if somebody says I have an AK, instantly you're going to be like, oh, it's in 7.62 by 39 because that's the AK caliber. But dude, there's so many, and now with like what 9 by 16, and I saw a picture of a dude. I guess he was like, in whatever conflict is going over there. It looked like a some type of like Bulgarian style, like the Bulgarian style, like, but it may have been in like seven, like Tokarev. I couldn't tell. It was
If
like
the if it was in 7.62 toke, like those little baby AKs, if the mag is like super thin, like an MP5 mag kind of thing,
Mhm.
then it probably is that. Because I've seen those little home builds before too.
Yeah,
But
it was
yeah,
bizarre
dude,
looking. I was
dude,
like, man, I
those
want,
gunsmiths across the world, they do some funky stuff. There was
dude.
a picture of some gentleman from Ukraine rocking like an SVT 40 with a thermal scope and a can on it. It's like, who, what facilitated the need for this specific rifle,
Mhm.
like in that configuration? Like, it's just so odd, but
Did you see the picture of the dude rocking a Keltec Sub 2000 over there?
he did. How,
Dude,
see, my favorite thing is like seeing the American stuff like weasel their way across the ocean like that. And
yeah,
you're just like, what shady deals or what Han Solo kind of smuggling happened to a fucking Keltec of all things?
for real, man. Like,
To
I mean, I guess like I don't know. It could have
Look,
been
man,
duplicated, but it looked factory.
I mean, if I guess if I had a choice, I'd rather have a Celtic than no Celtic at all. So,
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, they've
Especially
been
when everyone's getting, AKs passed out, and apparently 60% of them don't have ammunition over there.
it's
That's
like enemy at the gates. It's like he has rifle, you have ammo. When he dies, you take the rifle and then go shoot.
yeah. So the name, obviously, if you look at the not so good side of a claymore, you see front toward enemy.
The business end of it.
Yeah, is that kind of where your name came from?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite obvious. And the only thing I did change from it was the enemy part
Yeah,
to ATF. And it's so funny because I'm usually when it comes to names, like usernames, nicknames, even like all right, so I'm a Star Wars nerd, and I think the coolest things ever are the names they give ships, right? Like starships and whatever.
yeah,
And I'm not that creative. Like I cannot make up names. I don't know how I came up with this one. I just sitting there and then like the little hamster behind in the wheel just started jogging
yeah.
and the name front toward ATF came up. I searched it and saw that there was like two or three like front toward enemy
Mhm.
ones, and they were like all private, or one was like I don't even think it was very active. And so I was like, oh, might as well get this train rolling.
Yeah, dude, that's a dope name. I love it. For
But
anybody curious about what just beeped, my daughter's
you
beautiful little unicorn. I mean, my daughters.
you better put that on like Tony Stark, like with the little Hello Kitty watch.
Hell yeah,
Keep it on there.
dude, you're definitely. You've mentioned Star Wars, Iron Man, and
I can't
movies.
help it. I can't help it.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
see it in your work. I like it.
the way Beethoven just looks at a piano and it just goes right to his mind. That's me.
Yeah,
I can't not. And it's I try to be like one, like I always thought it was cool those like intelligent people where they can just quote literature and the sweet beautiful prose and the articulate sentences, but
mhm.
I can't remember books that well or lines from books. But movies, I'll never forget it.
Whip that shit up like that,
Yep.
especially like
It's just
the armory of a movie.
oh yeah. Oh,
Like,
I
the
love guns in
gun.
movies and the weird things they do to them too.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's actually something that I kinda admire about your work on, Instagram, and I'll pull it up here in a second, and guys,
Hmm.
for all you guys out there, take a second, go to Instagram, either during or even after, and hit up front toward ATF, like his page, follow his page, like the latest 10 pictures, hit him with a like bomb, and just blow it
Well, I
up.
appreciate all of you.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, when I was a kid and I started kind of getting more into guns, I was like, man, I want to make a gun shop called Movie Guns, and I want it
Mm,
to be like the same exact guns that you see in
yeah.
movies, but like in real life and for sale. And I see kind of what you're doing, and so hit on that, like your
Oh,
thing that you do with movie guns.
yeah, man. It's like I said, it's just the diversity of guns that I think it works in a practical and a fun way where, you grew up watching Lethal Weapon and Die Hard and Terminator or even like Black Hawk Down,
you know,
Blood Diamond, whatever it is. And you see all these super cool guns that the bad guy uses, the good guy uses, or the gun that the bad guy used and then the good guy took it from him. And it's just guns that have kicked ass for so long. And I decided to make the change of like having all these ARs. I'm like, it's the same thing. Like it's just boring. And so I
yeah,
wanted to have like these really cool guns. And the more I learned about the cool guns that you saw in movies, is that it's really hard to get them. Like for like an MP5, for example, you could have the commercial ones that H&K made, but no threaded barrels, no tri-lug, or they didn't have the paddle release mag, or you had to SBR them,
yeah,
or for PTR they had the welded pick rail. I didn't like that,
yeah.
but I got lucky with finding that this Century is importing the Turkish ones.
Yeah, I saw
But
that, man.
it,
And did you retrofit that, like the old brake on it and the classic handguard?
dude, it comes with everything. Like everything you see on it is factory. I didn't buy anything else.
What?
And that's the really cool thing, which is why I've leaned more into like buying whole factory rifles kind of thing. Because this
Yeah.
came with and this is what I think all companies should do. It came with a cleaning kit, which is shaped like a claymore too.
Are you
It's
serious?
yeah,
What?
it looks like it anyway. So it comes with a cleaning kit, the 3-point sling. It has that big flash hider, that tri-lug one. Yeah, everything you see
Yes,
there. It has comes with two mags, which also have chrome followers too.
that's
Uh,
dope.
it does not.
The old
They don't.
school H&Ks did.
Yeah, they don't come with the brace, but it was like a deal combo thing that they had on Atlantic Firearms, and I
Mhm.
was searching for one, and I was like the MP5 braces were out of stock everywhere, and I was
Mhm.
like, if I can't find a brace, I don't think I'll buy the gun because I mean, like I'm not gonna like hold it up and like that's fun and all, but so
Yeah,
conveniently a week later after I thought that they just happened to have those in stock with the brace combo, I was like, all right, let's send it, dog.
nice. Dude, it looks great. And I think those, if I'm not mistaken, those muzzle brakes, those were from the '80s, which is why I thought like
Yeah,
retrofitted it like that. And
yeah.
isn't there like a little
Yeah, so
dipstick?
the muzzle is it has the tri-lugs on there, and it's also a threaded barrel too with a little
Yeah.
muzzle cap on it. That flash hider does lock in like any other like H&K or any tri-lug muzzle device. Like you just put it in, and there's a little latch on it that you click down.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
so that latch is for rolling it over the
yeah,
tri.
if you look at the base of the flash hider and see how it's like thicker right there, that's where it like locks in.
Gotcha. That's what's
It's
up.
it's kind of a pain to actually get out because it's so dang tight. But I mean, I
Dude,
like it's I better have it that way instead.
oh yeah, hell yeah. Then the alternative. I actually had a guy, I used to work at a gun shop, and I had a guy bring in an MP5K that he would use as his sear gun. He would drop an auto sear in it, and he had it was the K, so it was the small model,
Yeah,
and then he had a Gemtech multi-mount 9 millimeter suppressor, and I have the same can. So when he came
nice.
in, I was like, "Oh, I know that suppressor. Like, come over here."
Yeah,
So he walked it over to me, and he was like, "I can't get the suppressor off." I was like, "Okay, like,
they're
let me
tight.
take a
Yeah.
look." Dude, he
So
had
there's
shot it so much, it was like carbon fused
oh man,
to it.
that's actually an interesting bit about the Arsenal or the 24 millimeter brakes that have a proclivity for that is getting the
Mhm.
carbon because it's the barrel's not threaded. It's like the front sight power that's
Yeah.
threaded, so it just seeps its way back in there. But I want to note, like I see two comments. It says One gentleman says the prices are way too high for what you get. I contest that with these. Is that so? These are made in MKE, where they're made in like the military factory that has had HEK tooling and blueprints, from what I've seen or from what I've read from TFB TV.
Hmm.
And considering that it also comes with a claw mount too. That's really cool.
Oh, nice.
So when they were first coming to the country I think it was last year or a year before that, they were coming in at like 2,500, 2,600 without a brace, like just the pistol.
Hmm.
I was like, it's awful. And then I saw the deal for like 1,600 and it was like another 200 for the brace. So like this literally costs less than my Sam. So I mean, it's all what you value. Pistol caliber, is it worth that much? It's on
Yeah,
you. I
that's
had
the
to have
beauty
it.
about things.
So
It's all
um,
about the purchaser, like what whatever you're looking for. And like I found myself in this like, do I go with the MP5 because of classic and John McClane and all the stuff
oh,
that makes me
100%.
feel good inside, or
That
do I
slap,
get a Scorpion?
that slap is just so iconic, man.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I did get a
this
Scorpion though. I'm not gonna lie, got a Scorpion.
You have to, man. It's just right there. I will contest one gentleman. You're entitled to your opinions. It says doesn't lock back on empty, expensive mags, heavy, no happy switch. So definitely mags are expensive. I don't know about heavy. I don't think it's heavy. I mean, it's a tiny gun, but no happy
Yeah,
switch. Well, I mean that's kind of the nature of it. For me, locking back on empty has never really been a big concern, especially when I have like my PTR, like the AK. Locking back on the last round hasn't really been the biggest as big a concern. It's trivial for me, but I understand its value that people have to it. But
yeah, and
the man,
with that kind of gun too, you depending on how you train, you typically would rock the charging handle back and then do the reload and
oh
slap it
yeah,
anyway. So I mean, I get what he's saying. Like the Scorpion I got locks back, but honestly, when
hey, I don't judge, man. I don't mean to be your purist or like a boomer, whatever you want to call me, but I cannot help that like the factory configurations of most guns of like these iconic guns, they work so well for me. And if they've worked for everyone else who's actually like stacked bodies for decades on end, like there's no
yeah,
reason why it wouldn't work for me. At least, I mean, well, I go in the woods and I go shoot at the dirt. So
yeah. Hopefully, you don't have to stack bodies with them. But you never know. Look where
no,
we're headed.
I know. I'm proud of like this little town that I live in. I feel very safe in this. I moved away from Wichita, Kansas. I
Okay.
think their population is like 450,000 to crackheads and homeless people everywhere. I've had some sketchy encounters here and there, but it
Damn.
actually feels nice that at least when I'm walking around town, I don't feel like I need to carry. I do, but I feel like there's such a burden, like or the relief off my shoulders.
Damn. So you were in like a super densely populated area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been there. I lived next to DC, and you know, yeah, it doesn't feel good. I'm in a much less populated area now. Still
I like
carry every day, but
Have to, man. I like that the one guy that I was pointing out, he says, "What can I say? I'm spoiled." And look, I don't blame you. Like, if you have all these modern amenities, why not use it? Go for it. It's
oh
just
yeah,
everyone's different. I don't use it, so go for it, man.
yeah, and I think too, like when you're looking at heavy, talking to a dude with a fucking Sam 7, everything is like compared to a Sam 7.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's all relative. I'm sure that if he thinks the MP5 is heavy, like he's probably got a Scorpion or like maybe he's got a TP9. I don't know, like maybe just a super light subgun. So I'm sure in comparison, oh,
Yeah, that's dope. That's the
bonus,
Mauser, right?
yeah, bonus points if you can tell me what the caption's from.
Uh,
You like video games?
Waiting on Project Purity. I'm not a video game guy, but
No.
I'm gonna guess Fallout,
Yeah.
only because it says hashtag Fallout.
Oh, I forgot what it says. Oh yeah, Fallout. I've
That's a dope
recently,
picture, though. That's a dope picture.
speaking of, pictures are really hard to like get, especially quality ones. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I have a Sony A6000, like a pretty decent like
Yeah.
camera, And it's a shame because it's like I wanted to the content of the page to be higher, and Instagram just compresses the fuck out of these images. And
It still looks great, man.
so that one was taken by the Sony. Some of them are taken from my iPhone just because, like, if I'm taking a picture of of my AK on the floor, then I'm not gonna really bust out the camera.
Yeah.
But the ones that you see on concrete, like all the ones I've been posting, those are from my camera.
Mm.
But I've been trying to get the quality of the page a little bit higher. Especially, I feel like almost a weird pressure to it. So I had like Clayco follows me out of nowhere. I just woke up one day and saw, I was like, is this like the real Clayco? And I was like, oh, he really is following me. And I thought it was just the coolest thing because I've been watching his stuff for years and years. And here we are now. And I'll be seeing them at Kalash Bash this year.
Dude, that's crazy. Oh, and you actually, so you started the Kalash Wave.
Yes,
Um,
I did.
let everyone know kind of what that is.
Oh man, I feel like I talk about it all the time. I still wait on people to like show me their stuff. So Clash Wave is a colloquialism. That's not the right word. Whatever. It's two words made up. So from Kalashnikov and like retro wave, where the suffix wave is totally goes into this like niche aesthetic style and design. It's
Mm.
always something with like vaporwave and retrowave are two like pretty big things. They deal with like different decade, but it's usually like 80s and 90s with the colors, the design, the font, the setting, and so on. And I just have a big affinity to outrun retrowave, vaporwave. And for a
Like,
while, I just saw no one did that stuff.
yeah,
Like nobody ever mixed the two. Not not to the extent that I feel that they should have, like this little piece right here with the Galil.
yeah.
And so I was like, I mean, let's send it, man. And
Dude,
a good
that's
port.
straight 80s right there. I love it.
And it's not super hard to get to it. Like, I'm not the oldest person. I'm about to be 26 here real soon. But um, there was a lot of things, whether it was like the mall stores, family, friends, my family itself. And there were so many things that were still there from the 90s or maybe even 80s that stuck around for a while. And that aesthetic just stuck for me for so long. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
hell, look at Taco Bell. Like, they stuck with those 90s colors for the longest time.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's crazy. So you actually weren't even alive in the 80s, but
No, it
you
was
have
not.
this affinity to it. What I guess what is it about the 80s?
Oh man, it's a rabbit hole, honestly, because this goes into different ways, whether it's like guns of the 80s, movies of the 80s, so on and so forth. And
Yeah.
I just am enamored with like for example, a lot of the big franchises that you watch today, like for movies, like Jurassic Park, Terminator, all that stuff started out of the 80s or 90s,
Yeah.
where it was original stories or original screenplays, or even if they weren't, they were like a very well done made movie or show or book from a different source.
Mhm.
And it's just today these things have been milked out so much that people kind of forget like where they all started to an extent. And so,
Yeah.
everybody likes the hot new tech, modern guns. And I just kind of went on this yeah. I actually have a Miami Vice cassette tape that I bought from a thrift store, like sitting right up there.
Oh yeah, bro. You guys got to see his cassette tape setup. But point out
Yeah,
the
so it's not a complete thing, but we got the very bottom one's a stereo receiver. Second one's a deck. This top one is another Sony cassette deck, and right here is a Magnavox turbo bass boombox. It literally says turbo bass on it.
nice.
Right here on the bottom, this shelf. This is all VHS tapes right here. Uh,
That's
uh,
crazy.
Dude, they're cheap. Like people always sell them for like no more than $1, if that. And I just love it. My friend bought me a
Yeah.
VCR, so I just feel obligated to use it. So I was like, fuck it, might as well buy them. They're cheap as hell. I got like
Yeah.
50 for $1.
Damn, that's crazy.
People, they just
Yeah.
want to get rid of them, man.
Aegis Gun Care, by the way, some of the best gun care out there. And for the longest time, I was a CLP guy. Just hose it down with CLP and wipe it.
Um,
This is a two-stage cleaning. It's solvent and then clean. But dude, best shit ever. I've literally fixed problems with firearms from just cleaning it with Aegis. But anyway, Rod, I know you know a lot about the 80s because, like, you were born, what, the year before the Titanic set sail. So
Oh my
you're
god.
older than dirt.
This is ancient man over here. I really thought you were gonna say that he was born before the 80s. So like, okay, that makes sense. He lived through the 80s. Like, no, the Titanic part just
Yeah,
curveball right
he
there.
literally, like, invented, the 1911 with John Moses Browning. No, I'm playing. I'm just being an ass, and not even that funny of an ass at the same time. He said, "80s babies." Petey
Let's see.
Robinson, brother.
So yeah, I am 90s baby. So and see that goes into like what you believe is a 90s baby. Like, was it 90s baby because I was born in it or lived through it?
Yeah. See, I
I
wasn't
don't.
technically born in the '80s, but I, like, lived like, I grew up through the
Mhm.
'90s, you know?
Yeah, it's the 90s hit home for me because like by the way, I am reading the comments. So I do like the interaction. This is really cool.
Oh, it's so
Um
dope, man.
it
It's
is really cool.
we have,
So
like, the coolest community ever. These guys are awesome. And
like
gals.
like the VHS, the Nintendo 6 like game cartridges, movie tapes, CRT TVs, that stuff like has stuck around for a while before like modern technology was really going for me. Even in school, like the schools I went to, because I grew up in New Jersey, the schools are just old, man. Like we're still rolling around the tube TVs on a cart till I was in high school. Hell, I
Yeah.
watched the Laserdisc documentary in my sophomore year.
Woo.
Like I don't even know how that happened, but
Dude, you wanna see something dope?
let it rip.
He
Also,
said, "Hey, I'm only 54." I know, I'm fucking with you, man, sorry. Um,
someone,
when
someone.
oh, my bad, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone asked if I was in the army. No, I was not in the army. I literally just bought this shirt, but I was in the Air Force. So,
Okay, I did get a vibe from you. The last name thing set off
oh man, I've been
you
called
know
by my last name my whole life. My
yeah,
own mom too.
damn.
Basically, I'm the youngest of total of four brothers, but I'm the youngest. Everyone has a middle name except me. And so
Mm,
whenever anyone got in trouble, my mom would yell their middle name, like, "Oh, so and so, come over here." But when she just said the last name, I couldn't get away with it because she was talking to me. You know,
damn.
in school, everyone called me Corona. Going to the Air Force, everyone's calling me Corona.
Over the
And
last
then,
2 years, I have a feeling, you're,
yeah, something to you go your whole life thinking that something can't beat the most popular imported beer, and then like China comes in and totally takes the cake. The
right.
last thing I ever expected in my life, man.
Well, when Zoom started getting, like, like, heavily infiltrating the professional world when the virus was going on like crazy, um, I have such a bad sense of humor. So I'm on with, like, I don't know, 75 professionals that are, like, all running companies, and, like, we're all, like, adulting. And I changed my virtual background to be like 12 bottles of Corona on ice. And we're having a meeting about how, COVID-19 is going to impact our business. And after, like, a minute or two of no one saying anything, I was like, click, click. And
Dude,
I
I was in middle school getting away with wearing Corona Extra sweatshirt. Like no one said a thing. I had the Corona logo as a background for like one of my phones, and the teacher snatched it and she looked at the background. First of all, look, you already took my phone. Why you gotta humiliate me and like look through it? But then she saw the background and like gave me just the nastiest look, and I was like, "You can't be mad at me. Like this is literally my
yeah,
name.
it's my name.
Like, get out of here."
Yeah. Oh, so what I was going to show you, I actually got COVID this past December, and it took me out
Oh,
for like weeks, right?
oh,
But
dang.
the cool thing about it was that one of my family members was like, "Yo, because I know you're going to be, like, folded over for like 3 weeks, I'm going to bring you something."
Very nice. I love seeing those little things.
Dude, I'm not like much of a game dude. I'm not like much
Yeah,
of a
it's really cool how
gamer.
those came out.
Yeah, like, it literally
Even
is like, hold on,
love it.
I'll get hit with a copyright strike off of that shit, but you know what I'm
Probably.
saying, like, it's crazy. Like you can literally play it with the joystick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's nuts, man. I had a
You
blast.
know, in addition to things like solidifying my affinity for, you know, old games like Pac-Man or
Mhm,
Galaga, which is my favorite, by the way. I love Galaga. It's my favorite arcade game.
mhm.
Is I had I think it was a Christmas gift where it was like these old plug and play games where it was the shape of a Nintendo 64 controller, but it had like 1,000 games. You plug it in the TV and you play them,
Oh
and
yeah.
it had like the elevator, had like Mario, it was kind of like a knockoff a lot of like the big arcade games, but I, I just that stuff solidified, really hit the nail on the head for me being like having the strong foundation or affinity for
Oh
the
yeah.
bygone era of old video games, movies, and such.
Hell yeah, dude. I had before like the Switch and all that crazy shit came out. Like probably a decade prior to that, I had this little thing that you plugged into the red, white, and yellow wires on your TV,
Oh
and
yeah, it's good
it
stuff.
was it had Atari, it had like all this crazy man. It was a blast, dude. This is a dope picture, by the way. I
Thank
love.
you.
People probably don't know so that ammo right there is one of two things. It is either just copper wash Chinese ammo, or it is actually steel core 7.62 by 39.
Yeah, that is that Norinco copper wash, the non-corrosive ammo. I have not shot it. I just bought the ammo. Like it's one ammo box of like 20 rounds. I bought it for the novelty of it.
Yeah,
Like I don't plan on shooting it because it doesn't really mean that much to me.
yeah.
Uh, but I've heard people say that it is considered it is corrosive. I wouldn't know. I've shot the only corrosive ammo I've shot was that Yugo, I think M67, like the brass stuff they have.
Okay, yep.
I've shot that before, but most ammo I always have is like Tula, Wolf, whatever.
Sorry, I'm pulling a magazine real quick. Hold
Oh,
on.
you're good, my friend. Let's see. Some of these comments are fun too. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
Legend of Zelda. You know, I wasn't a Zelda kid, but I still have the old consoles. I have a Genesis, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, and I just started the Zelda on the Super Nintendo. I forget which one it was. The A Link to the Past, I think. Maybe something like that.
oh, nice.
Let's see. Oh, these comments are fun. These people are really fun. Let's see. Laserdisc. I did watch one Laserdisc. It's really weird, but Walkman. I don't have a Walkman, but I have a portable cassette player it's a Casio. It was gifted to me from my friend, who again is also solidifying like me having, analog technology.
Analog. Okay,
80.
so I had to find it, but I found. So this is a which one? Dang. Um,
Fucking just wiping off the dust, huh?
I think this is a Rami. I can't
Link to the
remember.
Past is Game Boy. I mean, I don't know which one is on Super Nintendo, but I know I have Zelda for Super Nintendo. Wasn't the biggest fan, but I just started it just because. Oh, that's some beautiful stuff right there.
So if I was told that this is uh, Chinese steel core, now
Mm.
if the dude lied to me and just sold me the copper wash shit, then it's a
I mean, if you're
possibility.
willing to sacrifice like one round, you can start chopping it up.
I was so tempted to, but I'm like, man, like just how beautiful it is.
Hey
Like,
man, it's one round. What is it worth?
yeah,
How
no,
much?
but then I would only have 39 of them. I can load up a 40 rounder now. Well,
So
and
so we
sorry, go ahead.
39 rounds. So what you should do is, I don't know, put 10 in one mag and then like, I don't know, just make it to an even number.
Yeah,
Cut apart one round, mag dump 9 rounds, and then keep 30 for
that's a
something.
good call.
Steel core is yellow box. Yeah.
I know that you're like super into AKs. So, are you
Mhm.
a plum dude? Like,
Uh,
do you like plum furniture and plum
you know,
mats?
I do really appreciate it, and I love the genuine plum stuff when it has like the little flex and the hardware on it.
Yeah.
The only plum furniture I had was this was years ago. I put it on a wasser that I had, and it was really nice. I do like polymer furniture, but uh, it was never like an obsession for me where I had to have it. So I just
Yeah.
I don't
You're
really.
more of a wood AK kind of guy, right?
Yeah, more or less. It kind of depends on what I'm going for. So like my Sam 7 is just is factory as it is, except for the cheese grater handguard,
Yeah.
and I just left it the way it is because again, I don't try to be a purist. I don't try to be a boomer or whatever, but it just works for me. I've tried the RS Regulate handguards. I've tried TDIR handguards. I for me, I always go back to the very simple, basic polymer, the palm swell. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff that just works for me, and I just kind
That
of take it a utilitarian way, you know.
that's what I had on my Polish underfolder. The palm swell stuff. It kind of looks like the
Mhm.
Serb stuff, but I ended up switching it out, and I threw. So I love K-Bar furniture, and I have a I have a chrome Draco. The entire Draco is
Oh
completely
my
chromed out.
gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. But because it's so beautiful, I was like, what furniture could I throw on this? And I was like, plum. I'm gonna put plum furniture on it. So it's chrome and plum. And I got a plum 10 rounder in it, which is in it right now. So I'm not gonna fuck with that. But I found an actual plum circle 10 30 rounder.
Waffle mag, nice.
Yeah. And then because that just wasn't enough, I found a plum 40 the circle 10 40 rounder
I
plum.
I like the color of the plum because that kind of shares universally between mostly the com block side of it, but also with the US on M16s, where the
Mhm.
older, like they have different like colors for anodizing, where they have the gray and then they have the black. And then
Yeah.
when you have such a weird mix that they get the plum color, like I've seen, I think Capcom M16 like parts would have like the receiver would be like that plum, and then
Yeah.
the upper receiver would be gray, and you just get these weird color combos. I've seen them before when I'm like shooting for like in the Air Force and stuff, and you see like the handguards, everything's like plum because it's just been so long and everything's been worn
Yeah.
out.
I actually had a couple of those old um I think OK Industries, the old AR mags, old
Mhm,
M16 mags, but
mhm.
they're so anodized, like the anodizing on it has like been so like just worn that they're gold, like they're a goldish color. That's cool as shit. But
I
for
think I've seen a little bit of that too. It's really funny how time takes its toll on certain things.
oh
It's
yeah,
weird.
and you gotta appreciate the just all that shit. You gotta appreciate it. And for anybody out there that's saying that you know, I'm fronting. There you go. There's the black 40 rounder and the plum 40
I'm
rounder.
fronting.
These mags, I saw them going for like anywhere from 250 to $300, like just for the mag alone.
Dude, the most I paid for a mag was 200, and it was a Romanian drum. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. I mean, that's a deal from what most people tell me. I got it from Arms of America. I was
yeah,
upset because I thought they said they would come with the pouch with it, but it didn't come with it. But either way, I got it. It's a Romanian top loader. It's an
that's
absolute
dope.
pain to load, but
Yeah,
it's
like a literal pain.
it's
It
no,
hurts.
yeah, it's horrible. But
Yeah,
if the government doesn't want me to have it, I'm gonna go have it. So
yeah, like specifically, you'll look for those items.
I
And
think I've
this is the Chrome magazine
nice.
for the Draco.
That's
Yeah,
nice. When it came to mags, I try to stick with I'm not exactly a brand heavy guy, but I did try to maintain a consistent type. So I
yeah.
mostly have the steel Chicom flatbacks.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I have I think like 15 or 16 of them. Um, I actually traded two of them because they were usually going like 30, 35 bucks. And so I
Okay.
traded two of them for one bake from my friend, and I lost the bake.
Oh, how'd you lose it?
I think I straight up forgot it. So when I was living in a different portion of the state I currently live in, it was more desert area, and
Yeah.
and that's where I last saw it. And then I think because it's orange, I think I just like I did a reload and just forgot. I straight up think I just straight up forgot it, and I did not notice for
Yeah.
the longest time. And I was like, "Where is that thing?" And I searched left and right, in and out, everything, and it's gone.
Dude,
So
sometimes mysterious shit like that happens. Like, so I had this bag where like I put like shit that I would bring out to the car, like just in case like I needed to like if I had a wardrobe change, I could like throw a different holster on, I could put a different belt
yeah.
on, right? I had my Galco ankle rig, I had my Galco Miami Classic 2, the shoulder rig for a Glock 26. So I could rock it with a 26, a 19, a 17. Like it was beautiful. You can actually, so I would rock it with a 33 round stick mag, and it would just like sit down my. It was money. I
Yeah.
lost all of that shit. I
God.
searched everything everywhere. No,
Everybody has their failures and regrets and all that, man.
yeah,
Um, if I had to pick a handful of regrets when it came to firearms, whether I owned them or I wanted them, a few that come to mind. One is when I swear, this was the golden age of guns, at least for this decade, right? For
yeah,
2010 to 2020, the golden age I felt was like 2015, 2016, right? Like just about,
yeah,
you know, uh, around like the Trump administration. And
yeah.
I'm not getting into that. I'm not like going to politics on that, but it was like at least when I was in ARs, ammo was disgustingly cheap. Like Wolf Gold for 223 was 278 shipped, like one case.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
and I remember when I bought it, I thought it was so expensive. I was like, damn, this is dumb.
Dude,
But
I'm with you. I
I
bought my last 1,000 rounds of 9 mil in January of 20. What was it? 20? Yeah, January 20 for $179 shipped, and it was 115 grain brass. And I was like complaining to my wife about it. I was like,
the least I spent on 9 mil was 155 shipped with Brownells. It was
damn,
Blazer brass. It free shipping and it came in like 2 days.
bro.
Surprisingly, I had that deal twice. But man, those were the
Let me know if
days.
you come across it again.
It will never happen again,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But the one regret I have is on gun deals on Reddit, they had these Remington Wingmasters police trade-ins for sale. The one was a top folding metal stock, one was just a fixed wood stock, and they both had 20-inch barrels with
Hmm.
beautiful wooden fore ends and everything for 250 each. And
Oh,
I was just like, I remember looking at it and I was like, do I want to do it? Nah, I won't do it. Who cares? I'll never see those things again.
those stocks are going for about 175 right now.
It's awful, man. It's so
Dude, so
awful.
I had that same. So go back to Terminator 2, the last scene where Sarah Connor dumps
Hmm.
the shotgun.
Oh yeah.
So that overfolding Remington factory Remington stock,
Hmm.
it's actually milled on it for law enforcement only. And I
Nice.
had that stock. I sold it on a gun back in the day,
Oh,
and I was like, dude, I want to rebuild it. Okay. So later on in life, I'm like, all right, I'm going to rebuild the shit. I found the stock for like $75, and it had like some shit missing. So I just got the hardware and rebuilt it. And then I put together a 12-inch SBS, short barrel
nice.
shotgun, and I ended up selling the stock again.
Oh
It's like,
man,
dude,
come
why do
on.
I do this to myself?
We all have those. It's just that stuff when that stuff is cheap and plentiful that you never think oh yeah, I can always get it again. No, you will not get it again.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I did buy an 80s Ruger Mini 14 for actually about 700, and this thing had pristine wood. Like this condition, this thing was very, very nice. I checked serial number and it says like late 80s, like maybe 88, 89.
That's
Um,
dope.
I did sell it to a close friend of mine. I just didn't really shoot it that much. It's a lot of fun, but I'm happy it's in good hands, at the very least.
Hell yeah. We got CRS Firearms in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you,
Trade
man.
watching for a low rider. What the?
What? A low rider bike?
You
Hold
know
on.
what? Whether he regrets it or not, I do just love the idea of the whole like, hey man, like using a gun as currency is just or bartering. It's just such an awesome thing.
Dude, we're all about that shit, man.
I love it.
I've had dudes come on that because we talk about skills a lot too, and I had a dude come
Skills?
on.
No, we don't have that here.
Oh, dude,
Everything's aesthetics here. There's no
yeah,
skills or anything.
and even like something as simple as like training. Like
Mhm.
training, like getting time behind your gun. Like people don't fucking shoot their guns. And now
No,
with
they
ammo
don't.
the way it is, people definitely don't shoot their guns.
Which is funny you mentioned that because during the height of COVID in 2020, which sounds like I'm speaking of the ancient times over here, was when I went to the range every Saturday with my boys and just slinging it with our Dracos. The
Yeah,
Draco for me has a sentimental value because it was my first serious AK that like I just slammed through. And my close friend that I was living with, like because we were roommates, he had the exact same Draco. So we were just both just slinging lead downrange every week. We just bought
right.
ammo. We didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Two single bachelors in the Air Force, like what else we have to spend our money on?
Just nothing left over afterwards, but like empty cardboard boxes and those little paper things that are in between the the
Yeah,
rounds.
but and it's funny you mentioned because like when I left like the AR world community, whatever,
Yeah,
when I got into AKs, I just started shooting AKs so much more. The
yeah,
ammo was cheaper. It's just a lot more fun to shoot. A lot less snobby people, to an extent.
yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
just a
people
lot
are
of fun.
super like super specific about like certain things with AKs. Like I appreciate all AKs, right? Like if somebody is
Mhm.
like, I bought my first AK and they show a picture of a 1063, I'm like, rock on,
Oh
man.
yeah,
That's
dude. I
awesome.
see I see someone get a rocket and import. I'm like, yeah, dude. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
I see someone with the Ross 47 or the IO. I'm like, you
yeah.
should probably get something else, man, before you hurt yourself. Like
Dude,
literally.
I said the same shit, man. Like nobody would listen to me back in the day. I was like, man, there's something weird about that IO shit, man. There's
Don't do. They
weird
don't even
times
look.
don't do that.
They don't even look like they're held together well. Like as if
Yeah.
it's just one dump away from popping open that shoestring and bubble gum it's held up with. So
Okay, so serious question. Have you ever held a screw build?
a screw bill? Oh no. I've seen them. I've not had the pleasure of having to use those.
It's so
I
so bad.
We did have one AK blow up in our hands though. We don't know who actually had it blow up in their hands. So my close group of friends. So what I did, I bought this Atlantic Firearms called CD-47. I don't know what it was. I thought it was a
CD
Romanian parts kit,
47.
right? And I kept doing my research. My friend got an IO and it came out, literally fell apart. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less from that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we had this Atlantic Firearms like AK. It's just a basic AKM. I thought it was a Romanian parts kit, and I searched like all over Reddit and stuff. Nothing negative about it. So I was like, how bad could this be?
Yeah.
600 rounds in, and this thing, I think the head spacing got compromised, and we still got pictures and like the actual cartridge that it blew up. So like you can see it kind of mushrooms like the bottom end of the casing, whereas if like you can see the bolt like try to mash the casing in the chamber, and
Damn.
the front trunnion blew up, the sheared locking lug. It was just terrible, but we didn't notice that it happened. It wasn't like bang bang and then it blew up. My friend was picking it up and he was about to shoot, but it went dead on him. And then he looked closer, was like, "Oh, it blew up."
So you didn't even like notice it.
No, nobody noticed. Like, thank God, by the way, like that it wasn't something catastrophic that could have hurt anyone, but
Yeah.
it was just so weird.
Not like a Kentucky ballistics kind of situation.
No, no, thank God. Didn't that guy
Yeah.
have like another catastrophic malfunction too?
Yeah.
Like a
After that.
second one?
Or did he?
Yeah, like I'm saying, like, didn't he have a second similar
Um,
thing just happen to him?
I saw some like I saw them joking about it on another channel. So possibly, I'm not sure. I
Ouch,
know.
man.
I think so, and we've had kind of some debates about this in the past, like when it like blew up and broke the internet. Like, you know, we had some not so popular opinions on it, like me and the channels that like I'm close to, because everyone was like, "There's those damn slap rounds. It was the slap rounds," and I was like, "No, it's the fact that you're shooting a fucking cut down M2 barrel with a screwed down breech on it. Like,
Yeah, I do remember that it was a screw. I was like, dude, guns and screws never get along. Like, that's
no,
never been a thing. It's like oil and water, dude.
Yeah,
somehow.
its job is to shear shit off like that, and like, I mean, there are a lot of some people say that it may have been like, one of the old like the ammo from, if you've ever heard of Project Eldest Son from Vietnam, where they actually put high explosives in the
Oh,
ammunition.
is that where they rig mags too?
I don't know if they
Because
rig
I knew
mags.
the CIA dabbled in like rigging AK mags where they partially loaded them, and it was like a switch where when they fired the last round, that it would like set off a bomb that was inside of the mag, like by the floor plate.
That's an excellent idea.
Dude, there's the weird things that they've come up with to anything to suppress the enemies in any way, shape, or form. It's just so weird.
Dude, I mean, they would drop crates of ammo to mix in with like they would have like I mean, effectively snitches, right? Informants, like people behind, enemy lines, drop crates of ammo with like, out of 1,000 rounds, like maybe 100, not even 100, have high explosives in them. And
Mhm.
nowadays, like we'll be watching videos of dudes in like the Middle East, like mag dumping and just boom, it just blows up. It's like, yeah, that
Sheesh.
shit's like 40 years old from, you know,
War's a nasty business, man. That's for sure.
oh, hell yeah, man. It's crazy. So, what about pistols? What about handguns? Do you carry, like, what's your go-to shot?
So, so it's interesting for me in handguns. Uh, Similarly, how it was with ARs when I just had to buy like every one in sight
Oh, hold on.
and
Can I
never
guess? Can I guess?
let her rip.
So, and I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I got excited. Like, oh, hold on, there's a chance to guess. So I thought I haven't looked at any of your pictures of handguns, so I only know
It's
like,
very minimal,
yeah,
actually.
I guess that's true too. Most of your stuff is long guns, but I would guess that you enjoy like the older Smith, like 59 series, like
Well,
maybe.
if you go peruse one of the actually I haven't posted it, but I'm actually about to post here soon my 5906. Yeah.
What, bro? I carried a 5906 for like years.
Nice. I had a handful of third generation Smiths. I did have a 6906 that was Cerakoted black, which I didn't like, but whatever. It was like their single stack, double action only Bob Hammer,
Yeah.
um, little carry gun that had a little pinky extension too.
Yep. Yep.
I had that. I
I
think I
had a
had a
stainless one, 6906. Oh no, I had the whatever the 12 plus one is. Damn, I can't remember.
not
Fif-
surprisingly, I have this also affinity for a gun only made in the 90s, but
yeah, right. Well, that's kind of where I was thinking. Dude, I actually got a 1006, which is the full
nice.
size, like the
Yeah.
Denzel 10 millimeter,
Ooh.
and I got it for $350. And then
I
I
hear
turned around.
this sounds like a sad story. Like I'm assuming you don't have it anymore.
It's already sad because you can tell I don't have it anymore. I sold it. I was like, so somebody offered me 450 for
Sheesh.
it, and I was like, shit, that's $100 come up. I'll take it. I was a stupid kid,
I broke even and I made profit. It's
right?
a win-win.
So I sold that, and then I took that 450, took it back to the same gun shop where I worked, and I bought a Smith& Wesson 296, which is an extremely rare
Oh, here we
scandium and
go.
titanium 44 special 5-shot. It's like it's almost like it's a little bit larger than a J frame. It's a K/L frame, but it's
Yeah.
super small, and
Does
it's a
this
44 special.
do they have the shrouded
Yep.
ejector? I did. They look like a rhino kind of thing.
Yeah.
And with
Yes.
target sights.
Yep.
Yeah, those are some gnarly looking ones because they would still have that single action type grip where your finger rides high on the trigger or
Yep.
behind the trigger,
That's
and they were
exactly
just
right.
funky looking guns, man.
Yeah, it was weird, man, but I swear, like, I loved carrying it, even though it was only 5 rounds. I literally had a DeSantis belt rig that slid over my belt with just like lines of ammo on it. I had the speed strips and also the speed
Yeehaw, brother.
loaders. Yeah, dude, I felt like a straight cowboy, but like those 44 special like gold dots, like you could eat a bowl of cereal out of those motherfuckers, man. Like they're
Dude,
fucking huge.
I it's actually funny for my carry guns. You'd actually be better off talking to my friend about carry guns because he changes his like every 5 months, I swear. I have carried only about like 3 different guns total since I turned 21.
Red and
Uh,
92,
the
Smith and Wesson, 5906, and 1911.
So I never carried the 5906 because that, even though I don't like to treat my guns like safe queens, that is the one that I paid extra for the excellent condition, and I don't remember the last time I shot it, but I do try to make sure that it's like stays pretty. It's stainless steel. I'll still shoot it, but I do like to clean it up a lot more than my other guns.
Yeah.
But for carry, I had the OG, the Smith M&P compact before they made their 2.0, where it was like a Glock 19 size. This was like a weird Glock 26 size, like a weird in between.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was
Yeah.
the double stack one.
Yep. And it
Like
had the little lip extension on it.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The double stack one. I carried that for a minute. And then I did carry the Smith 640. That was a stainless steel one too, a little 5-shot J frame.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. I got a
Uh,
642.
I did carry. I really like that one a lot, actually. I mean, I don't regret selling it, but I did like it because it was very small and compact. So,
The
but
640 has the exposed hammer, right?
no, this one has a internal hammer.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
it isn't like the Ruger ones where it's like a big hump. Like it looks like just like a straight cutout too, but it's
Nice.
internal. It's weird to say. It's a lot more streamlined than like your normal shrouded hammer ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
From time to time, I'll still rock the J frame. I just
like,
have that same setup I had with the 44. I do with 38s. I'm like totally lined with 38 ammo all over me.
dude, my current thing right now is my Gen 1 Smith M&P shield. So I bought it off my close friend for I think $300. This thing has the most ammo round count, like of all my guns. This thing has like I swear 9,000 rounds through it. This
Damn.
thing is a high mileage gun. I've been carrying it since, and there's no aftermarket parts, nothing, no trigger, sights, nothing. And
That's dope. I
it's
kind of like that.
it's just like I said with the utilitarian thing. Like sometimes I go a while without shooting it, and I'm like, maybe I should try to see how well I'm doing. Maybe I'm looking at a different carry gun, and I go shoot it, and it's like small groups in like center mass, and I'm like, I can't say no to that. Like it works. I can't say no.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
love
dope,
it.
man. I gotta say, I took you for a different, you know, kind of the same like 80s theme of carry guns, but
I
it's
mean,
dope. It's functionality.
I wanted to carry the 6906, but holsters for that was a nightmare to get. So I
So I
never
fit mine
bothered
with
with
a
that.
Glock holster.
Hmm?
I fit mine in a Glock holster.
Did you? Huh.
Yeah. No, it was the Galco Royal Guard, which the Royal Guard and the Summer Comfort are very similar. They're not the same, but they're very similar. It's the inside the waistband with the two little belt loops that come out. So you kind of anchor it onto like a belt, your pant belt loop, and then you slide a like a gun belt or something through there. It
That's
worked out pretty
interesting.
well.
I mean, hey man, if it works, it works.
Yeah, when I get something, if I can't find a holster for it, I go to my box of like the the graveyard of
Just
holsters.
like just all the rattling of dusty holster, not like nylon, leather,
Yep,
plastic, kydex, whatever.
yep.
And
Just
just
trying to fit shit in there, and
which I forgot to mention also, the holster I have has been the same holster on the M&P Shield since I got it. Is a Black Hawk holster in appendix holster that
what?
is chewed up from a dog, and then we sanded off the rough edges of it, and it's just again, it's just been working for well this long. I can't say no to it.
Dude, you gotta love that though when you have like little things like that, like the dog marks, chewing on
Yeah.
that shit. Like
Well,
that's just extra love, you know.
it's the painful irony of like me with an AK that is shy of 2 grand, but I carry like a chewed up dog holster.
Yeah, that
Or
is true.
the red dot I have on it costs less than the RS Regulate mounts that I put to it.
Peace out, Opie. Good seeing you, brother.
Later,
So what
brother.
what would it take to get you into Glocks?
I don't hate Glocks. I never hated Glocks except for their sights. Their sights are utter garbage.
Yeah.
Like the factory polymer ones, I hate them. But I don't know. I mean,
Just like I have a graveyard of holsters, I have a graveyard of Glock sights.
And that's kind of the thing, like a really strong point I make to my counter for Glocks by themselves as a factory gun. And I'm not saying like Glocks are the AR handguns, right? And everyone instantly switches and swaps things out, and that's cool and all. But for me, I think there's merit to understanding like a value that a firearm has out of the factory, and this goes into a number of factors in the sense of the quality of it, what it comes with. Obviously, the aftermarket support and accessories are a big thing, but it's what you get out of the box because not everybody has the time, inclination, or finances to support a hobby like ours that really delves into personalizing your firearms.
Yeah.
So that's why I was really giving big thumbs up to the CZ P10C or the Smith 2.0, whatever their competitive line for the Glock.
Yeah.
And if those sights, I've seen them chip off, they look terrible, like they feel terrible. You have 3-dot sights that have just been working for so long. I don't know why they don't change it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy to see, like, I'm carrying a 19X now, and for everybody out there that knows that I carry a 43X every day, like, I know it's weird. I actually felt weird because in a pinch today, I took my 20 rounder. I don't know where it is. Sorry, guys. I took my 20+1 mag out of the 43X and downloaded it so I could run my 19X.
That's actually. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're
good. It's funny when you say download because I know that term is like only applicable to AR guys because when they have to download mags to like seat a mag in a closed bolt, and that is something like I at least like to bring up in some sort of factor for AKs, like the Rock and Lock and that paddle mag. It's just such a solid lockup that once it's in, it's in. And it's not that you can't mess it up. Sometimes if you accidentally get the rear tab in but not the front one, and you have mag lock,
dude,
that's a problem too.
The video that Dugan did on time.
I love it. My favorite thing when he says like, when you experience Madlock, step 1, don't load your mags incorrectly.
Yes,
it gets me every time, man.
Dude, is just fucking
his cavalier attitude towards it. No smile, just don't put your mags in backwards, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, step 1, don't put your magazines in incorrectly, dude. That I still to this day like laugh my ass off.
I can't not laugh at it. It's just like, I told you not to put it backwards. Don't you put it in backwards? Like,
but like the like satirical nature of it, but at the same time, he teaches you how to defeat maglock.
Exactly.
Like, it's fucking beautiful. Like,
yeah.
Dugan was like,
he's like the kind of guy where you can eat your cake and shit it out too.
I know, right?
What a good guy.
And brother, that's also we miss the great thing out there. We miss you, brother.
I know, right? I love Dugan. I hope the best for him. Whatever his condition has just got to be just awful to deal with.
He is a lot better. He actually came on the show again a few months back, and because so basically he was like, look, I can't keep the commitment anyway. And this is like back in January. We had a podcast with like, we have probably, God, I don't know, 3 dozen podcasts that are like just podcasts, no streams. Then we transitioned to doing streams.
Nice.
And then after like 2 months, we just like, can't do it. So he, was really adamant about spending time with his family. And of course, I honor that.
You gotta respect it,
Hell yeah.
For me, when I watched this video about him asking people to help him for GoFundMe, I was choking up when he said, he's like, I don't care how long I live. When he said he used to not care how long he lives and all this stuff, he's like, I just want to see my kids grow up. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm really tugging at this, man.
Yeah, man, it was some painful shit, dude. And he's like, definitely not the type to like, he hates money. He would come on here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I've got a actually good friend. If anyone follows him, Thrash Panda on Instagram, he's a good guy. I think he's got like 11K followers. I don't know. He's got really cool stuff. He's super fun to hang around with, but he had a similar situation where he had to, ask people for some help, and everyone came together and helped out a lot. So that's pretty cool.
That's dope, man. That's what community is all about, man. And that's, you know, no one is gonna showcase like, all the people of
Yeah,
opposing views, the people like, you know, I think the whole right and left thing is bullshit and it's made up anyway, right? But like the people of opposing values and views, they'll never be like, wow, look at this community of gun builders and printers and whatever that came
yeah,
together and raised $150,000 to keep CRS Firearms out of jail. Look at them raising $150,000 to,
yeah,
keep Dugan, and by the way, Dugan, like his when he came back on, he was lighting up with smiles. He was
yeah.
happy. He
I'm
was
glad.
feeling better. And the issue is that his medicine that he was on was literally killing him. And one day when he went to a doctor's appointment at the VA, he forgot to take it, and he told his doctor it was the best he's felt in like ages. And
It's
then
that it's them trying to stay or maintain that problem to be the solution for it, man.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I have pain medication for my back.
yeah.
Yes, he's right. Holding AK is an absolute uh, amazing
I'll
video.
still put that shit on in my car.
He is a big reason why I went back to my Yugo underfolder because I bought this thing for like 650, a Yugo like M70 AB2. I bought
Yeah,
it for 650 years ago. And guess
yeah.
who sold it? Me. And guess who had to pay double that to get the same one again years
Oh,
later?
it's the
It's
worst.
horrible. So horrible. I mean, it's worth it, but my God. Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, his video, it just really like hit the nail for me, like to get back in the underfolder game. I love it so much. It's
yeah.
pinnacle of bad guy AK.
Well, it's funny because I don't know what it was. It's like this like silent thing that you just can't really convey in with words. But when I like looked at your material and I looked at like your videos and I watched, I was like, you got like kind of like this like a little bit of Dugan in what you're doing, like the old like Carnicon kind of flavor.
Oh
So I was
yeah,
like, yeah,
man.
he's definitely one of us.
There's a lot of stuff I want to be able to do, and there's stuff that I have in my head that can't exactly be conveyed that well in practice, namely because I'm by myself. Because
Yeah,
if I had like a close friend here that was into his firearms as much as I do, and like could be like my model to compose with AKs and stuff, or knew how to handle cameras, or if I had like a camera guy like Seaburn Art, you know him, right?
no, no.
What, you don't know Seaburn Art? Anyway,
Who is it?
just Seaburn Art. It's at least CBRN Art, all one word on Instagram.
No,
Either
shit. I gotta look
either
him up.
way, it's essentially like when you have like the one guy who's doing the shooting, or administrative results. You have one guy that does the shooting, one guy that does like photography. But
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff I want to do, and definitely stuff that would hark to Dugan Ashley stuff. Like when he wears the denim jacket and the American flag bandana,
yeah.
and he's just got the shades on. He's just rocking an underfolder with
Fuck
a
yeah.
duffel bag. I love it, man.
Okay, so I gotta do one small flex here. Okay,
Let it rip.
so because like I was blessed to spend the time with him that I did, and super grateful for it. We got to talk a lot offline, and um, there was a time where he was like, "Man, I got rid of like all the Carnicon shit." He was like, "I may have like some like wigs and like ATF hats," and he was, he's like, "I'll send them to you." And I was like, "Bro, hell yeah!" And he was like, "Actually, I have the you remember the Ameriflage video?"
Yeah, yeah.
So he was like, "I have the it's an old JC Higgins 12 gauge that we spray painted to be red, white, and blue, right?" He was like, "I have that. If you want it,
Amazing.
send me the money and I'll send it to your FFL." I fucking have that shotgun from the Ameriflage video in my
That's
safe.
that is amazing right
It is
there.
like a prized treasure. And I was like, "Bro, like, sign the stock for me or something." And he was like, "Man," because like real name stuff and Dugan stuff, like, I don't want to cross that. He was like, "I'm not going to sign it." And I was like, "No." I was like,
No.
"Bro,
Well, I mean, hey man,
I'll
is
send it
this
back to you. You sign it, send it back." Yeah.
hey man, as long as it's the memory is attached to it, so
Oh yeah,
you
no,
gotta hold on to that one.
yeah. I'm like still every time like I open up my safe and I just see it sitting in there, I'm like, wow, like
Y-
I am not worthy of this.
You know, it's funny when you mention like so seeing some Dugan and any stuff I make, which there's a number of people that have influenced like how I post stuff or what I post, how I do it, or in like what I wear in the post and what I'm doing. You
Yeah.
know, some days I'm just absolutely shit posting and I'm just mag dumping or one handing my AK
Hell
like
yeah.
while it's folded. Other days, like for example, AK peasants, they definitely were a strong thing for me because I like that their the quality of their pictures, their posts, whatever, spoke for themselves. Where they didn't have like some flashy, catchy title or caption. It was like the post, like a one line, like one sentence, and that's it. And they got like all the likes, shares, and everything because the quality of their pictures showed. Um, everyone likes to post their garage floor gun pictures.
Yeah.
And the one thing that got me to do what I like to do is I wanted to not do that. I mean, of course I still take pictures of guns on the ground and stuff, but
Yeah.
I wanted to be the guy who's like using the stuff, or at least contribute to the group of people who show that them using their stuff, either training practically or having fun with it.
Hell yeah.
And
Well,
so I
oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying like I just it's so boring for me to see the same AK on the same garage floor or whatever carpeting you have 100 times. Like that just gets
Yeah.
boring to me. So
Hell yeah, it does, and it's like, it could be the coolest gun with the coolest accessories, the coolest rig, custom shit, whatever, and like if the picture just sucks and it's stupid, like we're gonna like look over it, right? Like P.D. Ralph does a show called Roast Your Build where people build guns and they submit the pictures and we
roast
roast
my
the shit, right?
dude.
And
Oh
the
man.
the picture makes everything. It could be the worst build ever, but if the picture is like dope and there's a lot of thought put into it, man, people go crazy over
I'd
that
be
shit.
surprised just the difference in lighting, how you focus it in the camera.
Yeah,
It's and this it's all how it shines, man.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
I like seeing that stuff in action, or at least not at the public range or at like standing behind a bench. Like
yeah,
I moved out here to the Pacific Northwest to be able to just go out in the woods and just do my thing. And man, I found it, and so
yeah,
it is really fun to be able to take that. Um, the use of different camos was strongly influenced by some people, like Flectarn. I really like Flectarn camo for a long time, but AK peasants have like a very strong affinity to it. So I was like, all right,
uh-huh.
I'll contribute. It's fun stuff.
There was one picture. Yeah, here's a good picture right here. Rocking all sides. I don't even know what kind of camo that shit is, bro.
Did I write it down on there? No, I didn't. Yeah. Can you name
So
at least one of them?
no, no,
No, really? Okay.
no.
The top one is Austrian P dot camo,
Damn.
spelled PEA. And I mentioned this because someone DM'd me asking me what it is, and I was like, it's as a joke. I said it's PP camo, and then I replied again like, no, it's P dot camo. He's like, oh, it really is called P. I was like, yeah, dude.
Wow.
The pants are like these Russian partisan pants. Actually, the
Okay.
story on how I got these camos is strange as it is. So I had a German oak leaf parka, right? It was a reversible one. So one side was a spring oak leaf where it was like green, lighter green and stuff. The inside was autumn oak leaf, orangey, reddish colors, right?
Yeah.
And someone on Instagram just saw that I had one. And I've only made one post with me with rocking that camo. And he saw it and he was just so enamored with this thing, and he
Yeah.
was like, I've got some camos you want to trade. He's like, I got this parka, and I was like, I'm not really interested, man. And then he's like, all right, I got German Tropentarn, I got this Austrian Pita, I got these Russian partisan pants. I'll pay you $100, and then I'll pay give you $20 for the shipping. I was like, dude,
Damn.
you really, really want this? He's like, yeah, I need that. It's like, all right. And he, for real, I gave him my PayPal in 5 minutes, instant, just sent the money and All right. But instant, like, sent the money, and I was like, dude, he really, really wants it. And it was one parka, not like anything else I had, just this one jacket. And he delivered. And when he sent the parkas to me, big
Yeah.
box, and the pricing on shipping was like $60 on it. I was like, this man spent shy of
Mm,
$200 for one parka and gave me like all these. And I was like,
that's
if he's
cool.
happy, good on him, man. What's this one? Oh, the old wood and steel, big big calibers here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
No, sorry. I just pulled a picture just so people could look at it. That's
uh,
crazy though, man. He hooked it up.
yeah. And dude, he's like, I got it, man. Oh, and the when he shipped it, it came in like 2 days. So he just picked like the express lane and just yeeted
Damn.
it out to him.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I've got I'm super lucky, man. I've got awesome people in this community, man. Like just some fucking riders, dude. Like I had come out in PLA, one of our guys in chat here, he got a custom Glock backplate made for me out of titanium of my fucking logo. And
Nice.
he got one for him, and he's rocking it on his Glock, and got another one for me, and just sent it to me. And it's like fucking $50 backplate, and
That's really
like,
cool. I
dude, just cool ass dudes, man.
I like this one comment. It says faceless YouTubers have a soft spot in my heart.
I was about to put that up there.
I'm gonna ask you, do you normally get people who like are donning a mask or something to cover?
I've only had a couple.
See,
Only a couple. Are you familiar with print, shoot, repeat?
cringe, shoot, repeat.
Print, shoot,
Oh,
repeat.
print. I was
Yeah.
gonna say like his name is cringe, but no, I've never heard of.
So he's big in the 3D printing world. He rocks a ski mask with like
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
ski goggles.
oh, I think I've seen it. Is this where he has like the pink like Hello Kitty Glock?
Yep.
And he's got like
Yep.
the cat ears, and he's like doing his little dance thing.
Yeah, that's one of his videos. Yeah.
It's funny though. I'm totally quoting Bane right now, but nobody cared who I was, so they put the mask on. And
Yeah.
like when I would post pictures at the range, I was like, well, no one wants to see this ugly mug. So I put on the like me and my friends just gooning it out and have balaclavas. And I archived or removed all like the personal pictures on my Instagram,
Yeah.
like that showed my face or my family. Like I removed them, and
Mhm.
I kept like either the net gaiters or the balaclavas, whatever. And it's like, well, I mean, people seem to like just the guns and hiding this ugly mug, so let's keep it going.
Bro, it's funny because it's like you got to commit like in the beginning, and so many people like change, right? Like so many people
Yeah.
like they'll take off the mask later, they'll do a face reveal, or
Oh
you know,
yeah.
they don't start with their real name, they get doxxed, and then they use their real name or whatever, and like you know
I get doxxed.
whatever you do in the beginning, like you just gotta roll with it, man. So like keep the
Yeah.
mask on no matter what. Like I started like I literally remember I was about to go live with like my full government name, and at the last second I was like, hold on, let me change this shit. And ever since then, like everyone just calls me dark. But like it's I don't know, it's kind of funny because
Honest.
like go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, like, I mean, honestly, technology nowadays, it's apparently people who do the doxing thing as like a hobby. It's so easy for them to just find your IP address and just find out where you are, who you
Oh
are.
hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, not that I've had that problem. Like, hell, no one's even asked me for a face reveal, which is good. You don't want to see this ugly mug, but you know, it's like this is just kind of like the persona anyway,
Yeah.
because this isn't important. It's the materials in there. It's
Yeah.
that stuff's what's important. So
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, don't care about me. Like, don't be here for me.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
I'm not here taking selfies and like, oh look how, look at my pretty face while I'm having this gun.
yeah, like, look at me. Like,
Oh
I think,
God.
honestly, in the beginning, I wish I kind of did things differently. Either straight up just went in with my like full name, or
Yeah,
if I just said like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna go like mask up and not. And the mask attracts so many more people just out of curiosity.
I know,
Because
right?
like
Like it's. as soon as you're hiding something from someone, and then they start getting like they get interested, which is also great because when you have like wonderful civil discussions on Reddit, and they'll see like pictures of me with a mask, like out with my AK in the woods,
Yeah.
or on Instagram, when people start arguing, and they're like, "Dude, that's cringe. What are you doing, bro? Are you a school shooter? You gonna go
There,
blow up something?" Like,
there's a lot of people. Somebody told me to put my mask on. All right, I'll put it on just for front toward ATF.
oh,
So
let's, let's do it up, dog.
say a lot of people say that in our community, when you wear a mask and
Yes. It's the 2-hole one. My favorite ones are the 2-hole balaclavas. I
oh,
think they're just so much they go hard, man. I love it.
let me see. Hold on, let me get a little close up here.
Oh, someone made this for you.
So it actually
Wow.
says my name on it. It's got a little cross. Toxic Patch Co. Who
That is fucking gnarly.
oh, it ripped. Oh,
And a little super glue can't fix.
yeah, it's a sick mask, and the dude makes patches. Like he makes all of our patches, all of
Mhm.
our like glow in the dark patches. They actually would stick here if I had one. You wouldn't believe the type of fucking patches we have, man. They're ridiculous, dude. They like have like a gun in someone's butthole, and like it's crazy.
You know, the patches that I find getting kind of tacky nowadays are the ones where they take like a popular cartoon character and just throw on like night vision on him.
Oh,
Like
dude.
Bobby Hill from King of the Hill, or Rigby and Mordecai, or Bart Simpson, or Ned Flanders. I don't know. If they just take some random character and put night vision, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like it's like the lowest effort you could possibly put on. I don't know. I just thought it was just like it was cool at first, and then just when everyone did it for every character, it stopped being creative.
Yeah, it starts to get ridiculous. It's most of those are people that they see
Collect the drip kind of thing.
yeah, but it's also like they find something that like you have a soft spot in your heart
Mhm.
with, right? Like an
Yeah.
old like Tommy Pickles, right? Or like shit like that. Like they knew we fucking all grew up like watching fucking Rugrats, right? So they want to take something like that, throw nods on them, and a plate carrier, and like
Yeah, and it's
they
always
want as many
multicam.
people to purchase them as possible. All right, I'll throw the mask on. But here's what I'll do, guys. I'll throw the mask on. But what I'm gonna ask is, so right now, I rarely ask things of you guys unless somebody in our community needs help. Um, so we are at 33 likes right now. I'll put it back on, but you guys better tear this fucking like button up. All right.
Let it rip, Tater Chip.
I want to
You
see
know,
that shit.
it's funny because like I'll be skipping and for posting, I'll be wearing more of these neck gaiters than the whole mask now because this mohawk defies me. Ooh, look at that.
Dude,
Dude,
the
that's
Mohawk is sick.
that's some Thrash Panda stuff right there. I love his stuff. He's a good guy.
I
But
gotta check him out, man. I actually got a friend who's a content creator who is Tactical Trash Panda. It's like they got to be friends,
I love it. They probably are.
for
But
real.
see, when it came to Kalash Wave, and in addition to this, which this is the hair is a big change up for me because when you're in the Air Force for like 7 years and you have the same haircut for 7 years, you kind of get tired of the high fade, whatever, the tapered look.
Yeah.
So I always thought mohawks were cool. I think the history of them are pretty damn cool. Like especially like the Native Americans in World War II, that mohawk and then war paint.
Hell yeah.
No one else goes harder than that. There's no way anyone could top it. I don't
Oh,
know.
bro, with like a fucking Indian war hammer, some shit
Yeah,
like
dude,
that,
they're
like
crazy.
a fucking cylindrical spike, bro.
Oh, that's
Dog,
nuts.
those things. So the spikes were like anywhere from 2 to 3 inches long. Some were even longer, and they were like think of like here's a gun builder for you. All right, think of like a punch, right? It was
Yikes.
literally just like a punch, and it swings with such leverage, and that shit
Oof.
just dunks a fucking hole in your melon. Like,
Right in your coconut.
Dude, it's crazy. Like I can, when you think of spikes, it's like okay, it must be some sharp shit, right? Like no, that shit like derives a fucking just like a cylinder, and it's crazy. We actually have a viewer. I won't out him and say who it was. We have a viewer who is working on heavy machinery and some type of like mechanical piece of equipment um, closed on his glove, and he pulled it
Sheesh.
out. And if I'm not mistaken, that was a cylinder, and it removed the
Oh, did it deglove his finger?
it degloved
Yikes.
it, and it was um, I believe it was his trigger finger.
Yeah, homeboy here said about airborne guys getting mohawk. That is another thing too. There is one post that I saved where it's like 30, 30, 40 guys like gathered around, like I guess looking they're planning for the whatever they're doing, and they all have mohawks too. And I've seen other pictures of like them cutting other people's hairs, like everyone with mohawks. It's the coolest thing ever, man. And I think the comments are great. This channel done fell off.
This channel done fell off.
Hey
Holy
man,
shit, Chuck.
it is what it is.
Hey,
But
you gotta embrace the mask, you know.
I think it's funny. People always they always comment taxi driver on my stuff. Like if you see a mohawk, that's the first thing they'll always say is taxi driver.
You do with the jacket, right, and the mohawk, like both together. It's got that vibe. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey man, that movie is amazing for different or for many awesome complex reasons for its whatever is like the aesthetics, the cinematography, the direction. I love it. It's a great movie.
It's
He
an
was
excellent,
partially an inspiration too.
yeah. Dark Looks dude. So I actually have, and
Nacho Libre.
like I said, I almost went, you know, with the mask like in the beginning.
Mm.
I have kind of like a mask addiction. Um, I have like a Deadpool mask. I got a really creepy like El Dia de los Muertos skull, like almost like a
Nice.
latex mask.
Very nice.
This crazy like freaking battle worn like alien mask. This thing is creepy as all hell. Like if like the world just like goes to straight shit and it's time to start like walking the streets strapped, I'm literally throwing this thing on and
Oh,
I'm
it's
like,
like the purge kind of thing going on, huh?
yeah, and it's scary as fuck. Like imagining
Look,
like somebody just walking down the street with that shit.
if the apocalypse doesn't have like leather bound war daddies around on like four wheelers, then I don't want to be a part of it. So
I know, right? Like
if Mad Max isn't a reality for me, then goodbye world.
that's all I see when I think of apocalypse. But I see it like because first, like people in like New York are gonna eat each other within like a week, right? And then from there, when they realize like their Starbucks rewards cards don't work anymore, they're gonna kind of start like spanning out into the suburbs and you know
It's like a few months into the end of the world, and they realize that like they can't rely on chicken noodle soup and ginger ale to help them, and they're gonna die of like dysentery.
yeah, they're like gonna be waiting on the Amazon Prime package and fucking
Sheesh.
die. Yeah,
Fuck
it's
that.
just crazy. That's kind of where our world has gone to, like this world of consumerism and fucking just
I cannot say anything about that.
yeah.
I'd be like peak consumer in like a decade before.
So I think that's different though. I think that like the way you look at a lot of that stuff is kind of like art though, right? Like
For sure.
it's an appreciation and stuff. Where
It's
I'm,
funny that you mentioned that because in this deck right here is my mixtape that I've recently made of synthwave, and I did it because of the fact that if anyone that listens to synthwave, it's like there's always like singles or the oddball unknown songs because synthwave isn't really like I'm gonna sound like a hipster. It's not like that popular.
yeah,
And so, at least on Spotify, when you're like trying to find like new artists and stuff, you'll see that they only have like one track or like two singles, and one of them's like not even like a full song. and it costs money to stay on Spotify or on YouTube if they'll remove it off there, and so they don't last forever. So I made it a point to keep some of the things that I like to hear on tape. I have a handful of CDs like right up here for and even though I still use streaming services, like they're a contingency for me,
Yeah.
because at any point, if they don't want to have your license, your artist, for whatever contract ends the licensing, or they just don't want it, then it's
Yeah.
gone. And it's just so annoying having to rely on a different service to have what you like. And it's like, well, I don't want that. That's why I buy movies. That's why I buy tapes, books, CDs,
Yeah.
because no one can take it away from me. So
Yeah, that's true. I canceled almost every streaming service that I got. I mean, I know I'm still like, feeding the beast with YouTube,
yeah, I mean, for sure. Like I said, I still have some streaming services. Like the one I actually pay for is HBO Max. The other ones is like my friends or my brothers that I just mooch off their accounts.
Yeah.
But I still have them because I do enjoy them. It's just that I make it a point to have backups, contingencies, if you will.
Yeah, you got to. And I think in this world, especially in like the world of like firearms and preparedness and anything like that, like you
Yeah.
start to build contingencies just like automatically.
I mean, I know I got my work cut out for me, because when it comes to like emergency disaster stuff, whew, I got none.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, when I was living with my friends in the house, we did have like cases of water. We had kerosene lanterns. We had like um, a battery. I think it was a battery power stove or an electric stove you can plug in. So like if you had a generator, you can plug it in and still cook food. We had
That's
like medical stuff and like all that spare stuff. But
crazy.
everyone was contributing to that. Whereas like now, I'm having significantly less money every month compared to
Yeah,
my fun times in the Air Force.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I probably should do something about it, but
There's a few ways to do some things that are super economical. And sadly, even prepping has become very consumerism based
consumer,
as
yeah,
well. It's like you can walk down a prepper aisle at Walmart now.
yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Even with like the prepper drip with like patches, or the really popular users on the Instagram, whatever, for preppers. It's like, oh, you have to have this cool fire starter kit that this guy on this
Yes,
fieldcraft bushcraft page has. Like you have to have it. So
bro. I swear to God, like I've literally been on this stream several times, and I've been like, guys, like prepare, like pray, prepare, load your mags, like whatever, like. But there are people out there that are like, I got fucking alerts today that were like, Russia said this, they're preparing for nuclear war, we're all gonna fucking die. Like, you need to do this, you need to buy this. I have an affiliate link here, it's on my website.
yeah, right.
I'm like, oh, like really? You are
it's
scaring people? Like, you're using fear as a tool to get
it's
people to use your affiliate link? Like, Jesus Christ.
it's just so it's very disingenuous, man. And that's something I like to try to keep up with the page is, for example, I stay about like 98% apolitical, insofar as I don't mention what side I lean on. I don't mention voting. I don't really mention political figures very much. I have like once or twice before, like my disdain for any, whatever president or administration is going on, but I don't like to bring that stuff up. Like I keep my page, like hell, the bio has been the same thing since I made it.
Yeah.
Um, I think the only thing I changed was like the emojis I put in. I just took them out for whatever. Um,
So let me
you
ask
know,
you this. This is kind of an interesting thing because, like, though we're all gun guys, right? Like,
yeah,
there's segmented communities where like our community is really like builder focused, right? Like,
sure.
we build from flats, 80% receivers, 3D printed receivers, whatever. Of course, a lot of us still buy serialized shit too, but um, are you aware of what just happened on Monday with the new ATF ruling?
Yeah, man, it's an absolute shame. I've heard about certain senators, a handful of senators, like signing papers to send to the ATF of their heavily disagreement and grievances towards this policy change. And So I mean, hopefully we'll see something good cut out of it. Especially FPC
Yeah.
is definitely going to be leading the charge here. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I have a lot of faith in those guys. They do some good stuff. They just sue the living hell out of everybody.
Yeah. GOA has a suit. Well, I guess,
Yeah.
you know, I
It's
don't know.
funny. I remember seeing FPC. They had like because they're very active on Twitter, and I don't have a Twitter, but I've seen like when they screenshot it, and I
Yeah.
think it was a New England state, and they said they wanted to propose like some other Sydney ordinance about like prohibiting carry or whatever it is, and they instantly hit him with like a if you do this we will sue you, and and I just love how they're very forthcoming with their intentions,
Hell yeah.
and it's awesome. I mean,
Cormac says 0% lowers Ghost Gunner 3. Yeah, that's so I'll just throw this
0%
out there.
lowers.
You guys may see Cody Wilson coming back on the show this coming up week, and we may be talking about that kind of thing. But just keep in mind that it's the same type of shit because they'll just take a fucking block of aluminum and be like, oh, well, Home Depot needs to start serializing their shit. You're going
Dude,
to do 4473s for aluminum and lows.
I cannot stand like the when it comes to criminal charges with the word intent because they'll use anything as intent. It is such an open, vague term
Oh,
that they
yeah.
use.
Yeah.
It's just absurd. Like
Yeah.
if I have 20 AKs in my like a repository of my personal belongings, right? There's the ATF would look at that and be like, "Oh, this guy definitely has intent to sell it." It's like, what? Who? Why? Because I have
Yeah,
20
right?
AKs. Like,
Yeah.
it's like if I have thousands of rounds of ammo, I don't have intent to distribute that to anybody. That's my ammo.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I do understand, even though I vehemently disagree with it. I understand like the concept of like constructive intent, right? Which is just ridiculous. What they probably meant by it was like, okay, if they walk into, if they go to serve a warrant to my house, right? Well, I'm not going to use me as an example. Like, if they go serve a warrant at someone's house for whatever, and guys, bear with me, okay? All unconstitutional, all wrong, all illegal, all repugnant to the Constitution, which means that it should be fucking null and void. But acknowledge the world that we're in, not the world that we want to be in. If they go serve a warrant and they kick in a door and they come downstairs to a gun room like I'm in right now, and there's an AR-15 lower, and there is a drill, and there is a
Yeah.
jig, and there is a drill bit of a very specific size, which I won't mention on stream, and
I don't know what
there
you're talking about,
is
sir.
an order from Brownells sitting in the box, and it's an auto sear, an M16 fire control group, and all. Like if all those things are like just sitting there, they could be like, "All right, bro, you're probably
Realistically, that's what's going to happen in the real world.
yeah,
And what's such a shame is that when for me, the way the intent works is it basically charging you for something you didn't do, which is absolutely absurd.
you know,
And that kind of mentality just snowballs into like what other irreparable harm they can do. And
I hope it's not 1/8 inch. It's funny.
uh, and by the time like let's say they somehow get like a warrant, they search your stuff, they take all your stuff, you're in jail, you're detained, whatever. You have to get a lawyer. So much time and so much irreparable harm comes from that, like whether your court costs, the lawyer costs, if you can afford one, all this time, people short attention span. Whoever even cares about what's going on to you, because there's probably some guy getting raided by the ATF right now that we don't even know about, and we would never
Yeah,
know about, right? Unless it's some local news. But all this stuff goes on, and they waste so much of your time, money, energy, and mental state that at what point is it worth fighting? They drain you so much that even if you are actually completely innocent, look at all the effort that it took to get there. I mean, hell, look at what's his name? What the hell's the kid's name from Wisconsin?
CRS firearms.
No, no, no,
Matt.
no. The dude, the kid that
Matt.
just got in the shooting, from
Oh,
Kenosha, Kyle, right?
oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Look at clear-cut case of self-defense with so many different, like, strong pieces of evidence for him. Even FBI drone footage of all things.
which they hid for
which they hid,
months.
and you have the worst prosecution, the worst lawyers, everything that could possibly go right for him, and still all the money, all the time wasted, and everything that went on, like that's happening at a national level too. Like just imagine smaller people like you and me that nobody cares about. We would just never see the light of day, and that's just the kind of stuff that bothers me so much about how that the government works that way. It's just
They're completely unchecked. They
yeah.
are just running completely fucking rampant. They have no rules and restrictions. They are
Oh, they don't.
literally breaking the law. Like right now, their new rule change that they came with on Monday is literally breaking the law. And everyone's like, man, like no one has done this. I wonder why no one has done this. Because every time someone said, let's do this, you had a dude or several dudes that were like, hey, guys, no, stop. Like, we'll get sued, we'll lose, and this will all be like, this administration didn't just like find the way to do it. Like there's no act of Congress, there's no legislation. They're literally using fiat law, fucking examination letters to say, these things are like these things. So because they're like them, we're going to file them in this category, which is law, 18 USC or 16 USC. So therefore, we can charge you guys with X, Y, and Z.
They
It's
just
complete
make up
bullshit.
whatever they want. And even if they get caught with their pants down and a judge says you guys are in the wrong, you suck, need to do everything you can to reverse this. Your mental, like I said, your finances are compromised. Your mental health is compromised from all this work. Like let's say this happened to you individually, right? And
Yeah,
even if you had all the resources to help you out with lawyers and money and court costs and everything, they won't see any what's the word, accountability. Just
yeah,
look out, and I know it's probably going to rustle some jimmies here. Just look how police get away with like their no-knock warrants at 2, or their health and wellness checks at 2 in the morning,
yeah,
or when someone justifiably happens to answer the door with a handgun because it's 3 in the morning, they woke up and someone's banging on the door. And then whenever someone gets murdered that way, and you see what they get paid, they get resigned, they go to a different department, they get quietly swept under the rug so no one can do a witch hunt on them.
yeah,
Like if that happens at like a smaller level, like law enforcement at a federal level with the ATF, dude, they'll never see it. Even if you get all your guns back somehow, even if you get all that and you're not up to your eyeballs in debt, then nothing changes because then the ATF would never see any sense of accountability or change their ways. They've done it before and they'll do it again.
yeah.
Like,
It's
what is the point?
it's their motive. That is absolutely their motive.
It turns into like a legal sense of nihilism. Like it's just meaningless. And it's almost like they do that they know that they're not dumb. They're
Yeah,
stupid, but they're not dumb.
they get to flex. They get to be like, yo, look what we can do. Like fuck around and find out type shit.
Yeah.
And I think with what's going on right now with everything from unfinished streams and receivers to what's going to happen in August, September with braces, to because the same thing that happened with 80% receivers, unfinished streams and receivers, is exactly what's going to happen with braces come August, September timeframe, unless they expedite that too, because this wasn't supposed to come until June. Then we're going to be in the same place, and they're much less likely to grandfather anything in with braces because of all that
See,
bullshit.
I hate that term too because when I notice this in the gun community when they start commenting about whatever policies that are proposed or up and coming or what really seems like will happen, it's people
Yeah,
like, oh, they'll most likely grandfather stuff in. It's like that just sounds like you're okay with your stuff being
yeah.
on the thumbs up, but you're not okay with the next generation or next group of shooters who would be prohibited with this stuff. Like I know
Yeah.
I'm against grandfathering and like as well.
Yeah.
If I have a drum mag with a folding stock, bayonet, and flash hider and a thermal scope on my AK, my son and then my grandson and my grandson's grandson should have it. Not that I have
Okay.
kids, but I'm saying like in general,
Okay.
it's you gotta leave it up for the next generation.
And that's why it's so like going back to the bump stock shit. Like when the bump stock case happened, and everyone was like, "Well, I don't care about bump
Yeah,
stocks. I don't
right.
like bump stocks. I don't want bump stocks."
Yeah,
That is why we are here. We are
yeah,
literally here specifically because of the precedents that was set by them using Chevron deference on that exact case. And now there's some other shit that's going to come because of it, and they should not be allowed to use Chevron deference on any type of like criminal case. It's different case law, but
Yeah.
either way, it's
I
total horseshit, and we should not have to do anything. Like we already bend so much to fucking follow all their ridiculous rules, restrictions,
yeah.
regulations. Like they're trying to remove this from our future generations, and the one thing I'll end it on this, and then we can wrap up here shortly.
Mhm.
The only reason that a government would want to disarm you is if they're planning on doing something that you would shoot them for. So
Which is literally what they always do.
yeah. So like why do they so badly want to disarm our children and grandchildren? And this is when it hit me because I have a child, I have a daughter, and I kept thinking like, man, in my lifetime, I'm gonna have to fight for what we believe in. I'm gonna have to fight for. I don't want to. I have no like I would much rather just peacefully, um, you know, uh, have a little bit of a peaceful non-compliance as opposed to any type of active conflict. I'd like to avoid it at all costs. But I've always felt like I may have to fight some form of evil or tyranny or something in my life, and without the desire to. And it hit me when it was like boom. It was like no, you're not like they don't want to fight you, like me, like people our age, like the military age males of our generation, because we're fucking equipped for that shit. They want our kids, they want our grandkids, they
Mhm.
want to set things up to where they're not able to be armed, to where they're not able to build firearms, to where
For
that
sure.
information is extinct, to where they're stuck in this world of convenience and consumerism and fucking all of the bullshit. Next day, Amazon fucking food and
Give
toilet
them the
paper door.
Marvel Funko Pop dolls.
Yes,
Give them
yes,
peanuts and circuses, man.
yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. Sorry, took a total turn on this shit, but
That's
um,
that's fine with me.
yeah, that's
I'm here along for the ride, amigo.
yeah, this is the usual ride, But
That's fine.
well, we're pushing on 2 hours here, so let's go ahead
Okay.
and wrap it up and remind everybody who you are, where they can
Sure.
find you, and all that good stuff.
Sure. Oh, my name is Corona. My channel is, or my page is front toward ATF on Instagram. It's just space. It's not one word. It's front underscore toward underscore ATF. On Instagram. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a YouTube channel. I literally just do it on Instagram.
Bro, you would
And
do great doing streams like this.
oh, this is a lot of fun, man. I enjoy doing this. Another note, two things I want to say before like we end this.
Yeah.
One, I'm not paid. I don't have everything I paid for like my own money.
Mhm.
Not that anyone's like accused me, but I've put it out there because I know it's like the shilling, the sponsorship's a big thing for gun community. It's like, nah, I'm one single guy. I'm a full time college student. I I with a camera, and I go to thrift stores and buy like VHS tapes for like a quarter each.
Hell
Like
yeah.
all I do is just take pictures of guns. I go in the woods and I go to school. That's all I do. I'm just one guy. And another thing is this. It goes in part with my Clash Wave thing. Is I want everyone to do it. If you got an AK and you can go use a free app to do some like VHS like filters or glitches or edits, whatever. Play some 80s music in the background. Get a denim jacket. Get a surplus top. Whatever it is. Just throw some 80s retro goodness. I want everyone to do it. And I always make posts encouraging people to do it, but whatever. I'll try to get anybody to bite.
So it is like you
It's
basically
it,
making like a short of you running the gun with like
yeah,
80s theme,
it can be
80s.
just a picture too. I mean, like whether it's a video of you shooting it or a picture of you holding your AK with Ray Bans and a Super Nintendo T-shirt and like Van Halen playing in the background.
Holy shit.
Oh my!
Bro.
Look
Holy
at that!
fuck.
Look at that
Uh,
cheddar.
Kev Pat Giriot. I don't think I've ever seen your username before. Just dropped 100 ARS. What's ARS?
Sounds like crypto.
Dude, that I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what it is either.
Thank you. That oh, is that Australian? What?
Is that what that is? No, they use
They're
Australians like
AUS.
AUS. Yeah,
Yeah. What the fuck is ARS?
I don't know. Maybe it's
Kev,
crypto.
Kev, you got to give us a little bit more. 88 cents.
88 cents. Hey,
Kev,
that's
you got to
88 more cents you had before, bro.
Dude, Argentinian peso. Dude, that's fucking epic. Bro,
Again, that's
that's
100
sick
more
as
you didn't
shit.
have before.
Hell yeah, bro. Kev, thank you, dude. You're watching from Argentina. What?
Right?
That's crazy. And this, dude, this is like the ultimate, like, dude, the shit
Point,
that has happened in
point
like
88
Venezuela
cents.
and these other countries, like imagine if they had the ability to watch us and learn how to build firearms from fucking a
Right?
block of aluminum and
I Dude, speaking from someone whose parents are immigrants, and I've had so many friends, and my close friends have parents are immigrants and such. I welcome literally anyone who watches gun channels or my page. I welcome anyone to come to the US and just let it rip, man. Like,
oh,
I just love the fact someone comes over here for the sake of their principles to make a better life and to go something they can't do across the ocean with mag dumping an AK in the woods with a drum mag. Come on, that is just full U.S. indoctrination right there, and I love it.
hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would really love to see the day that, like, I die a natural death, a very old person, and I get to pass down my collection of firearms to, my children or grandchildren, or I get to use that as a tool to, give back to the community or
hmm
my family or something, right? Like, because we get so wrapped up in fucking money and what money's done to us and the world and all
Yeah,
that crazy shit. And like, I don't want my collection to turn into money or to turn into property of the fucking state. So
right.
I would like to see all of this. If we do our due diligence and we fight lawfully, not in the form of conflict, like
Yeah.
if we fight appropriately and righteously, then we can win to where we
hmm
prevail and we can continue to pass this shit on to our children, grandchildren, and so on. So we
I
gotta.
noticed one gentleman says, "Can I take a picture with an AK wearing my classic Friday shirt and movie?" First of all, Friday is an amazing movie, and second of all, absolutely. For to do this, all you do is, like I said, like 80s, 90s goodness, whatever, no matter how gaudy or how simple it is, whether it's just a Jurassic Park t-shirt and an AK, it has to have an AK. Like you can't just have 80s or an AR, nothing. Only
Yeah.
AKs, 80s, 90s goodness, put a filter, edit, glitch, whatever you want to do, and just put hashtag Kalash Wave. It's one word, just KALASH wave.
Dude, I'm definitely gonna enter into
Um,
this. Does it start and stop at certain points?
what do you mean?
Like it's just always going?
Oh yeah, it's just a hashtag anyone can do. I have a story highlight called Kalash Wave on my profile.
Okay.
Um, actually, if you don't mind, can you like pull it up for a sec?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure.
Because I will just because I'll share it on my story of someone who has done it and then post and then like put it on there because it's not just me doing it. It's no, that's my current story on the story highlight.
Oh, gotcha.
If you go in the highlights, right in the third from the left. Nope, that shit post.
Uh,
There we go. And so basically, it's like some of the stuff I've made for Clash Wave, but it's like other people who've contributed to it.
oh hell yeah.
I think it was like some of the next ones, like see someone else like just little VHS filter.
Yeah. Oh,
That
whoops.
that one was really cool.
That's dope.
It's just amazing.
Old cookies
The
don't
bubble
never
gum is the cherry on top.
bro, the fucking dong with the goddamn
Little Draco.
yeah, with the it's not
Yeah,
a is that a crutch? Is that a fucking Mahdi crutch?
no, it's a clone of the Romanian AIMR 90, I think, or 93, where
That's
it's like their
their
Draco and they have that folding stock.
fuck yeah, dude, that's sick.
And like most of them are me, but like you can see other people who've like done so, or I've either edited for like my friends.
Yeah,
And I'm not trying to
AMD 65.
make it all about me, but you know, it's all it is like one filter, an AK, and that's all it needs, man. I just like
Dude,
this, and this isn't like something I make money off of, or I make like I have stickers and stuff, but I just
yeah,
like seeing like people do their thing, you know?
hell yeah, man, that's dope as shit, dude. That's honestly, like, for a creator to, because I do some things that like we sell, patches and shit like that. People contribute, in different ways, like to the channel, and
Yeah.
in my opinion, that's okay. Like I don't think that's a problem. And let people know where they can get your stickers and shit too, because you've had some fucking dope ass stickers.
You know, it's funny you mention that because for the longest time I had people constantly asking about patches.
Yeah,
And then when I made patches,
no
like
one bought
hardly
it.
anybody would get them.
Yeah,
And I was so reluctant to make them at first because patches are, significantly more expensive than stickers. And I still have like a bunch of patches left. But I mean, it is what it is. I don't beg for, I'm not going to like beg. I don't do that. I'll tell
yeah.
people I still have patches and they're always there if anybody wants it. But
Yeah, and actually, while we're on this note, we still have some PWEDC patches available, which, just so you know, Corona, that is the Prison Wallet Everyday Carry.
oh,
Uh,
Zap carry?
yeah, the old Prison Wallet.
Oh my gosh. Do you ever go
Um,
on that?
no, no,
On Weekend Gun It?
no.
Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. They would call prison carry like that, whatever you would call it, zap carry. Or if you like put a gun in your ass.
Hold on. So, like this exists somewhere else other than here?
Oh, what zap carry? Yeah, man. I mean, Weekend Gun It was an old Reddit thing for like the longest time. Then they took it down because of more hateful extremist stuff.
I've definitely heard that term before, though. I can't think of. I don't know. Maybe I stumbled across it or something.
Yeah,
But
Zap Carry is some guy. It didn't get banned from Reddit, but like the mods took down the sub before that they had a chance to ban it because the Boogaloo joke, whatever,
yeah,
it started there, and then when it got blown up into like hate groups and whatever, they were just like, "Nah, we're gonna remove this subreddit because they're gonna ban us for this." Because I remember when they first made the joke, and it just blew up, and it was a terrible joke, but it is what it
yeah,
is, man.
dude, that's right up your alley too. The oh, that's dope, bro. That is
Yeah, I
dope.
have an actual like I have a VHS camera and I was my actual Clash Wave tape.
Wow.
What I hope to accomplish this year, actually this summer, is to meet up with anybody in the Pacific Northwest region and just go shooting with them and bring the VHS camera and like bring Clash Wave to more than just me, to bring to other people, And
Oh yeah.
when I go to Clash Bash, I made stickers specifically for Clash Bash, and you can only get them there. And basically, if anyone goes there and sees me, you get a free sticker. It's just Kalash Wave says 2022, man with the AK on it,
Hell
just
yeah.
giving away.
Are you? When is the next Clash Bash?
October 16th, 15th. It's like halfway through October.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be competing too. I'm not just showing up. I'm gonna be slinging lead, brother.
What the hell? Okay. So KSC says DLD After Dark. I never got my patches. Don't resend, but if they ever get returned, please let me know. Bro, okay, you
Oh dang.
are the third person. Actually, I'm sorry, guys. I suck at this. So I sent patches to I Hate Google. I sent a lower parts kit to Sunny Guns and Key ASC. I sent them to you as well. Three people now have said that they did not get shit. I got some shit back, but dude, I'm sorry. No, I will resend them because I'm choosing to because I want to. I don't want to accept money for something that you did not get. I don't feel good about that. So
I've had that happen to me too. The U.S. Post Service was just poopy, man.
yeah, they suck is a big one. So we'll go ahead and are you good? You want to give any
Um,
life advice or you want to shout out a
um,
channel, somebody
Sure.
you
Life
somebody.
advice. That's a good one. Um, don't change who you are to impress other people. Like, don't back down from it. And I say this in the sense like, many people don't really like the mohawk, but I don't really care. In fact, I've only gotten compliments about it, but the mohawk's me. I like wearing camos. I do my thing for AKs. I'm unapologetic about it. I love guns. I love art. I love poetry. I love books, movies. That's just my thing. I don't back down from it, and I'm not
Oh,
gonna change that for anybody. So no, if nobody else should change themselves for other people,
that's fucking awesome, man. So
just
true.
just be you, man. Life's short,
Hell yeah. Too
and
many
read a
twists and
book.
turns.
People
How to
start
do
reading
good.
more.
Yes, yes. And that's we're lost in that realm. Reading doesn't occur. Even dude, they made apps for people to read books to you. Like, and I get it. Like, I do audiobooks every now and then,
Oh
but
no, that can't be me, man.
yeah. But you know
Can't
what's
do
funny though? You know when I do audiobooks? When I'm actually reading the book.
it.
Like, I'll literally like read through it because I got this weird thing where I read like super slowly, and I have to read a sentence like 2, 3 times
Uh-huh.
before I can keep moving. It's weird. It takes fucking days to read books, but if I'm listening to it while I read it, it's
Mhm.
like
Hey
I
man, whatever you got to do. I am old, naturally I'm old school. I like paper books. I like to hold
yeah,
on to the material. I like the art that they put inside of them usually, and I'll just have to read. Sometimes I'll read a book and then zone out for like 5 seconds and just completely glance over it, and I'm like, oh, I got to read it again. So I like paper books. So
hell yeah. Thomas Sowell, Ernest Becker, Diane West. Kindle reads to you also. I just bought The Art of War. Haven't opened it yet. Space Texan, open it. Read it.
nice.
Read like a page a night. Well, maybe a little more than that, but yeah,
A page.
yeah, right. Just
Like the
something.
font is like this big.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. But I always end the streams the same way. What I do is I say, rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that, like, as you're out in your daily life, that just be kind to people. You never know what they're going through in their life and how you may impact them by you just being kind.
Sure.
Also, live a life of care, contribution, and compassion. And super important because, you bless others, you'll get blessed in return. And a hand that's open to give is open to receive. Don't do it for that reason, y'all. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Do it for the principle.
yeah, exactly.
If you give money to homeless people out of genuine care, don't record it, don't post it, don't tell anybody about it. Do it
Yeah,
because you can and because you did.
hell
Whether
yeah.
they spent it on crack or for diapers for their child.
Yeah, get a good video of them.
Yeah,
Just
if
kidding.
you could join them, I guess, but
Yeah, right. Um, Also, most importantly, we know that the only way that we can combat evil is with good men skilled in violence. So make sure that you become as highly skilled in violence as possible, and be safe, be dangerous,
go to
and
the gym.
keep that thing on you. And go to the gym too.
Go to the
That's
gym.
important too. So, all right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out, checking us out. Make sure you go to Front Toward ATF. Hit him with a like bomb. Hit at least 10 of his most recent posts. Blow him up. Show him how the DLD crew gets down. And appreciate all you guys. Love all y'all.
Yes.
Be easy. And thank you, Senor Corona.
Oh, thanks,
Gracias por
man.
tu tiempo.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. You should do
Okay.
it. You should do it on your channel. Like, start a channel. You can do that shit. I guarantee a lot of these folks will jump in your chat.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
All right, y'all.
I don't
Peace,
know.
y'all. You Corona, stick around for a second, and we'll have a little second. But I'll see y'all. Peace.
Deuces, friends.